You know, the devil tries to step in. You know, he tries to ruin things. He tries to come and kill, steal, and destroy. But with the power and the knowledge of God, and with the breastplate of righteousness and the full armor of God, I can stick. And I can stick close to God, and I can fight this battle.
Jesus, I'm nothing without you, and I do nothing without you. You done brought me through a whole lot. How could I up and just doubt you? But I've been rejected by all, clocked through the rubble, professing the Lord. I pray that you give me your essence above. The crucifixion was a blessing and more. Nobody feel the spirit in my whole body. Body clay, take the soul out it. The word of God is the real food, and if you ain't eating, then your soul rotten. Why do y'all hating on God? Tell him put the hating on pause. When the Lord come back, we can really scrap Satan. You can come and get these paws. The people dying, they ain't even trying. They rejecting God and they believe in science. I am in the jungle, I'm amongst the lions, but with God alliance, I am sure to triumph. His love, yelling his love. The only thing making us free. I'ma get to heaven, giving big hugs, cause then I'ma be with the King. Yeah, the spirit's so beautiful. The people that's in it so beautiful. I'm about this business. I should rap this from a cubicle. God is my drug, but no pharmaceutical. This ain't a movie role, more like the Super Bowl. Throwing them blessings, I catch him no Julio. Grind in the studio, do it for God.
And you cannot stop it. Futuristic, robotic, psychotic, robotic, coming with the Nephilim. And you cannot stop it.
Computer chips in the matrix. Scientists with the labs in the basement. The dollar crash, not a chip gon' replace it. Living off the grid like it's back to the basics. Judgment, that's why they coming like the Terminator. Sad when Satan gotta be his own Terminator. Return of the fallen. I'm dialed in with prayer, that's a calling. All the fallen ones gon' die, that's a casualty. God real, you can keep your virtual reality. And transhumanism only leads to catastrophe. Robotoids, metal body parts, and the athletes. I can see the world from a balcony, and I ain't on next, so you will never Malcolm me. Let's wake up to these 8-footers, they Nephilim. And that's a fact, it goes back to Zebulun. I'm telling them, computers with cerebelliums. False flag hysteria. They building walls just to keep you in the area.
Mark of the beast.
In the flesh, really all that we eat. The rest plastic, all in the heat. Really Satan killing all with sleep. But I'ma eat and I'ma feast in the streets like bon appetit. You know I got an army, I'm a part of this fleet.
Doubted me.
You doubted me.
Kick stomped and you
When I
outed
fell down, you doubted me. You kick stomped and outed me.
But the Lord said he's
The Lord
proud
told
of
me that
me.
he's proud of me. Yeah. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. Yeah. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a movie role, more like the Super Bowl. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. Yeah. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. Everybody talking bad on me, I just hit the gas and I smash on them. Most of them really double-minded, what they think good, really bad for them. Diss me to get monetized so the YouTube can put an ad on it. You're chasing a bag, call it a fad, that is so sad, homie. 10 toes while I rep the Lord, I am gonna praise him forever. But why do y'all got a wine body? Keep the wine in the cellar. I do not think about y'all, I'm walking forward, Sodom Gomorrah. All of this hate speech, like I'm really bored, cause that ain't important, yeah. All of the Lord's children, we on the court, we ready for war. All of the 12 tribes and all of the strangers who come in the board. God is the locksmith. All of my life he been opening doors. But why you so focused on mine? You should be praying he opening yours. Get it together. Most of the world they getting it never. I'm loving the knowledge. Though I'm young, I sit with the elders. Yeah, like real talk. If you ain't got God, you light as a feather. And the whole time y'all doubted me, the Lord was making me better. Yeah, you doubted me. When I fell down, you doubted me. You kick stomped and outed me. But the Lord told me that he's proud of me. Yeah. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. Yeah. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior. I guess you forgot I'm a warrior.
How y'all doing out there, boys and girls? Blessings to all of you. Hope you're having a nice day. Well, we've had a revelation, haven't we? I said the wheels were coming off the biscuit train. Off the gravy train. I'm a little bit saddened though, because
done all this, but when I knew the
we weren't meant to move against each other. It was more a case of where is it? I can't find the video I'm looking for. There it is. So we're going back a little bit. This one goes out to Patsy. Where's my video screen? No, it's not working. Oh, it is working.
Hello. Patsy wants to talk to me. Little old me. Well, why hasn't she asked already? Are you shy? Okay, I'll ask you. So come on, your show. So it's Patsy's show and I gotta give you a ring. Okay? We're gonna do it my way, Patsy. I'll be giving you a ring. Shall we? Yeah, I've got the caterers and I've called a band. Oh, we're going to need witnesses. Would you?
Do you, PonchoPete, wish to have intellectual intercourse with Patricia Lynn Steer?
Oh, well, it's kind of a big decision, isn't it? I said I was going to do it. I was only ever going to do it at once. Screw it. Sure, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it.
Patricia Lynn Steer.
She's a little bit nervous. Maybe I should answer for her, okay? Hi, Patricia Steer. Do solemnly love PonchoPete and would love to have him on my show.
And do you have a ring?
Oh, yeah. Here it is. Don't worry, honey. They meant nothing to me. Jim and Bob. Okay. Call me Patsy, call me anytime. Shake me Patsy, shake me anytime. Skype me Patsy, Skype me anytime. Skype Patricia, Skype me anytime. My girl's name is Patricia, I tell your friend she's delicious. And when she calls me old brother, she's a hurricane in all kinds of weather. Jump in the line. Call up, ring once, hang up the phone to let me know you may be home with part-time potatoes.
And that one was from way back when, wasn't it, boys and girls? When it all began. Well, what was that, 5 years ago? 5 years ago. Patsy shut down the channel last night, and all the Facebook and Twitter and everything, and the biscuit wheels have come off the gravy train, haven't they, Patricia? But I did predict it. Hey, Rory. Today is gonna be the day they're gonna prove this globe to you. By now you should have somehow realized that it isn't true. I don't believe anybody can prove the earth it spins. That's why the flat earth wins. Backbeat, the word is on the street. NASA's lies are being called out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never held the globe in doubt. I don't believe anybody can prove the earth it spins. That's why the flat earth wins. And all the globes that they showed you, they were lying. All the pics from satellite CGIing. There are many proofs that I would like to show to you, don't know how. I said you ought to have a pic of bendy water, 'cause after all, we live on a ball. Today is gonna be the day they're gonna prove this globe to you. By now you should have somehow realized that it isn't true. I don't believe anybody can prove that water bends, except my friends. Backbeat, the word is on the street. NASA's lies are being called out. I'm sure you heard it all before, but you never held the globe in doubt. I don't believe anybody can prove the earth it bends, except my friends. And all the globes that they showed you lying, and all the pics satellite CGIing. There are many proofs that I would like to prove to you, but I don't have. I said you ought to have a pic of bendy water, 'cause after all, we live on a ball. I said maybe the baby Jesus is gonna save me, 'cause after all, we live on a ball. Welcome, flatties. Strange day yesterday, but I did say the biscuit wheels were coming off the gravy train, right? I did predict it, and so did Melanie. But all things come to an end, right? Pete Shea got blamed. We can't blame Pete Shea. You can't blame anyone. The truth's the truth, right? And the truth is, those of you that don't understand, you need to take a biology lesson. And if I've been wrong about anything I've said, I'll get down And I'll say I'm sorry. But I don't believe I am. Satan took over this world. It's Satan's world. And this has got nothing to do with someone's personal choices. Nothing at all. It's about the truth and being truthful, right? I watched Tranty's video last night, getting all upset, but I am sad that Patricia left. I am. And that she took down all the videos. She's been going. She was here when I got here. And she was already on, I think it was show 50 when I got here. So she's been here a long time. But people always said that there were deceivers and liars inside of Flat Earth. And I do believe that they were right. Well, I know they was right. The whole thing's turned into a crap show just recently, right? Bob said that gravity is a force. Come off it, Bob. What are you talking about? Gravity is just made up. No such thing. Density and buoyancy cover all aspects. Showing us a 0G plane and some mongo shaking up two different densities in something that's in free fall does not prove a force. It proves that that liquid was in free fall, doesn't it? If I was to do the same on Earth, would it do the same thing? No, because the Earth ain't moving. There's no force upon me. See, if gravity was real, we'd all be people paste, as Wobbly Boost used to say. You'd just be people paste. You'd be squashed. There's no such force. It's density and buoyancy. You know, just dragging this whole thing out is just ridiculous at the best of times, right? And if you haven't realised, they're going to keep you in this state of mind. You create new leaders, not new followers. The only person I follow is Jesus Christ, because he's the truth, the way, and the life. That's who I follow. If I've got a leader, then it's Jesus, because I just want to know the truth. That's all. I don't follow nobody. And you guys that have watched this whole... Shut up, you div! You guys that have watched this whole thing unfold from the beginning, and you know who you are, Aeon, Rory, you was there at the beginning. We've been lied to, right? And whatever the truth is at the bottom of this, we'll get to it. You can't keep the truth from being outed. It's a lie and it just goes off on its own and prowls. And if you get caught up by it, then you shouldn't have been lying, should you? For whatever reasons, Patricia pulled the channel down. They're her own choices, right? We've all been persecuted. I very much doubt that any of you haven't lost friends, haven't lost family, haven't lost face to other people. You've been mocked, you've been scoffed. We've all had it. And we've all had our fair share of trolls too. And I never went after Patricia. I didn't. I called them all out, right? You know I did. When I discovered the truth, I called every channel out. No one survived that that moment. And the video's still there, you know. Oh, I might have actually hidden it for a while. But you all saw what happened. You saw the way I got caught. And it wasn't a pretty sight, was it? For any of us. For none of us. The truth's the truth. You can't handle the truth, then get out the kitchen, innit? Because we're all in Hell's Kitchen. Just like you said, Melanie. We're all in Hell's Kitchen.
Temporarily.
Temporarily. We're just passengers, right? We're just passing through.
On the gravy train.
I'm on a gravy train and the biscuit wheels have come off. Yes, Rory, it's about learning. About learning the truth, about learning about yourself, the truth within you. And growing, yeah. We've all grown along this journey, Rory. You know? When I first started, Rory, I didn't believe in orbs. Now I'm questioning the fact, because I know this is a spiritual dimension, existence, whatever you want to call it, John. You know? I only told the truth about the celebrities, the politicians, you know, and those that wanted to confront me on it. Well, I told you, this is a year of the fact. If you've got no facts, then you're out of here. You saw it on Sunday's show, right? Where the cowshed rage. The cowshed was raging. Didn't want to listen to the facts, the truth.
Same old Del.
Yeah, well, I don't have any hate in me. If anyone's got hate in him, it's him. And then, did you see how tame he was the last two shows? Yeah. Trying to keep his calm. It's a joke. You can't hold back. Go on.
I think he's finding truth himself. But there's that much mixed in the lies.
Mm-hmm.
You've got to sift. It's like sifting good flour from bad flour, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he did it to himself as far as I'm concerned.
And I think he's enraged, too enraged. It's no coincidence that he's too enraged on every show. There's a reason why he's enraged on every show. It's like, it's about domination. Domination.
Don't say the dominate word. He said if we're going to come round, he's going to show us his wee booby and dominate us with it. I don't know a straight guy that talks like that. No, I don't. No. I'd never say that to you, John. But he outed himself on Sunday, as far as I'm concerned, for not listening. Didn't want to know the truth. You know, I'm not hateful towards anybody. I showed courtesy whilst he was here. But whilst he was here, he wanted to scream and shout and call me names.
That was his idea, I think.
What, to put me down?
Yeah, just to come in and try and overpower you.
No chance. No chance. Not with God on my side.
Yeah, but he should have known that. He should have known that, shouldn't he?
Well, he did. He just thought I was going to curl up in a little ball and rock and roll. Take some out of it, John. Put it in a pouch. You all saw what happened. And as fellow truthers, you should have already, after the last 6 months, because we're in 6 months now since this was discovered, done your research on human anatomy and discovered that Michelle Obama's a man and the New Zealand president's a man, pretending to be a woman. All the film stars have been done, all the A-listers, all the TV stars, Ant and Dec. If anybody wants to rebuke me, I've been waiting for 6 months, but I can't be rebuked because it's the truth, right? All the sports stars, all the boxers, all your MMA favourites, Colette McGregor, they're all pretending. Like Elvis said, oh yes, I'm the great pretender. And the pretense is up, you know, the veil's lifted. For those of you that are still behind that veil who can't see it, then I would encourage you to go and work it out. Because most of the people I speak to have worked it out now. A lot of people have said sorry to me, which is nice. And I know I was blunt with the truth in the beginning, I was. And for that I apologised, and I can apologise over and over again. And if I've been wrong about anybody, whether it be Michelle Obama, Conor McGregor, Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, Bruce Lee, if I was wrong about any of them, when the time comes, it can be proved to me and rebuked, then I'll say I'm sorry again. You know, I'm not going to be slowed down because I've been wrong about one or two people, but I don't believe I am. Not in the closest. No one can rebuke me. I've heard it over and over again, you know. Salty Tran Kraukenbach wanted to rebuke me. Come on, panel. But there's no videos out there to rebuke me, is there? None whatsoever.
You've done too much research into it, Punch.
I know I have.
You've learned the proper way. And that's why they can't come in and can't rebuke you.
I know.
That's
Forensic anthropology.
That's why they sent Dell in to go on about objective reality again.
Objective.
And he's not looking at objective reality, he's looking at
Paychecks.
but he's looking at one side of an objective reality, not all the other sides of that objective reality. The spiritual stuff, nobody's ever going to have any depth
in it. No, they're not.
They're not.
No,
not until you've left the vessel.
Yeah,
Then
once you leave the vessel.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some other ways of deep stuff which are not to be go down, because obviously
DMT. Don't say DMT because I've heard it so many times.
We're not supposed to go down those roads.
No, you're not.
Roads anyway.
No.
I mean, even smoking pots, you can get yourself into such a state and such a stage, especially when you've learnt that much truth. You can open yourself up to stuff. This is why I say if you.
That's why I gave it up, John.
Yeah, if you got yourself a smoke, some good Star Dog or anything like that now, you'd see exactly what it is. Because I made a mistake. I stopped for 8 months.
I know, and then you started again.
Anything, and then I started again. And I tell you what, every time I had even just a single skin, I couldn't cope.
Nope.
You know, I couldn't cope until that I was tipping lemon juice down my throat, trying to sober myself up, because it gets you to that stage where you're opening yourself up. You know, breathing, print to the power to the air. You're bringing him in, and you're disturbing yourself, and your brain can't focus. So I end up.
That's one thing I'll agree with you, John. Ever since I stopped smoking, I can focus a lot more clearly. When this began, I was smoking, but look how quick it stopped. When I could see it, it was all around me. It was ex-girlfriends. It was friends, people I've grown up with all my life, particularly on Facebook. I got rid of Facebook, but particularly on Facebook, looking back at Facebook and seeing friends absolutely hating on me because I've discovered this subject. I've got one thank you in all of this, and that's to Sandy Man Faith, for making me look at this subject, because I denied it. Pete Shea told me I denied it. A4 told me I denied it. Antonio told me, first-hand information, I denied it. And now, like I said when this all began, I'm sorry to all three of those people. To A4, to Pete Shea, to Antonio for not listening. And now I wipe my eyes and I see it clearly. I gave up so many things in January: swearing, shaving, touching my puffer fish. And last night, because Kevin had me looking at English, don't even want to say it. He had me looking at English film stars, artists. It kind of reminded me, you know, of, it's like you said about, it wasn't you, it was, I think it was Kevin. Kevin said, he looks at women differently now. So do I. I talk to women differently. Now I know.
Got more respect for him.
So much more respect for a real woman.
Yeah.
For a real woman, I've got so much respect. The deceit is beyond belief. Hey, Banner. Hey, Melanie.
Don't glorify that piece of garbage.
Who?
Beyond belief.
Beyond belief. You know what I mean? Beyond belief he is beyond belief, right?
Yeah.
Whoever it is. It's probably someone we all know. Came in, just kept calling me a lunatic.
How did you feel it, Aeon? How did you feel really, knowing you know certain truths and stuff like that? How did you feel when you had your little moment?
Hey, Chili. Banner. Teddy C in the house. How's it going, Teddy? Like I said, I'm gutted that Patricia's shut the channel down. She shouldn't have shut it. Maybe she should have just gone for a break.
I said earlier, Ponch, the amount of supposed grief that
it's not even compared to what I've been through. Shut up, John.
Yeah, flat earth and hot potatoes have had nothing compared to the real threats and the real persecution that's been brought on both of us and you with your channel. The amount of persecution that you've had to endure just for bringing certain stuff out. I don't find how flat earth and other
I don't care. I want the children to be safe, John. I want the children to be safe.
They've had a lot of persecution.
I want people to know that this world was created for us, John. We live in sin, and
that's a simple fact.
It's more of a. It was a shock to see it had happened.
I don't think that's true, Chilster. I think these are conscious decisions.
Because the biscuit wheels are coming off the gravy train, just like I said.
Yeah.
Look at. Let's have a look. Let's just have a quick look. Videos. Beyond the imaginary curve.
It seems like you go back into a matrix.
Eric DeBay.
Doesn't it, Aeon? It seems like you jump straight into a sort of a new matrix.
147,000, John, in 11 days. That's more than all of his flat earth videos. Look, 27, 25, 19, 15, 16, 8, 4.7, 18, 28, 17, 11, 37. Owen Benjamin, but that'll be his fans that have come and looked at that, won't it? You see, this 36, look, it's got nothing close to it. Not one is close to this one at 147k. It's because it's the truth. And once you realise, and it's described properly to you, forensic anthropology, and you can see it, that you're looking at 12 men there, not women, then it changes the ball game. It changes your life. It brings you full compass. Yeah, it brings you closer to the creator, knowing that you're living in a lie. Whether people like it or not, it's tough. You know, the truth's the truth. And
life is never meant to be easy.
No, it wasn't meant to be easy. I believe that now, John. You know, they get it easy, the parasites.
Yeah, but that's through selling out for materialism.
Right, yeah, but the people that are in control, Satan, i.e. Satan and his minions, they got these people on board through money, which gives you power, until they monopolised everything. We was talking about last night that all major businesses are owned by the same people. We're not talking about families, we're talking about people. And then you've got control over them as well. Because they've swallowed that material gift. I've got a Mercedes, I've got a Bentley, I've got 4 houses, 2 in Spain, 1 in Thailand. Wherever your houses are, you know, I've got holiday homes. When there's people living under bridges, you know, it's time to take a good look at yourselves and look at what we've done to this world.
And it's like the same old. Every second counts. Every second counts. And I don't like looking through that as a time perspective, because time is just a concept that was created
man-made construct
by man. So you can't look at it as through a time perception. You've got to look at it as every moment that you're here, it counts. Every single moment counts. Every moment, because your head can be filled with so much. You've got to empty all that out and clean. It's about cleaning. Cleaning the spirit.
It's just a spring queen for the May Queen. Yeah. Spring clean for the May Queen.
And if we go back down to simplicity, is this world and this fake reality is built upon a fake narrative of money and financial division that doesn't help mankind in any way, shape or form. It just benefits corporations and a corporate state and a fake narrative of religions to divide and conquer. And
space being the biggest religion of all.
Exactly.
I don't care what they say about Hinduism or Islam or Christians or Catholicism.
Because you can get
Catholicism. It's none of them. The biggest religion on Earth is space, formed by the Holy Church of NASA, which is purely satanic in nature, in heart. There are people starving under bridges in Texas, Houston, all these places, and Patricia's getting upset that somebody said something. You know, I've had all sorts said about me. I'm sure you've had the same out there in chat. Aeon, Banner, you've had all sorts said about you. You've been persecuted for your knowledge in a certain subject. Whereas they say, you believe the world's flat. No, I know the world's flat. Water's level. End of. Anybody who's got these debate rooms open that are still trying to debate bendy water, there's your answer, boys and girls. It's that simple. You know, they're lying to you. They're all part of the show. Welcome to the show.
And that what you're on about, Chillster, I have seen a few little sort of things about that. And if we go back with that particular so-called being, it's had its ups and downs, and it jumped straight back into the limelight. Jumped back onto that limelight. So it's got kind of an acceptance.
Tyson Fury film Bored. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen things about it.
Right.
But I've seen things about Tyson jumping on the flat Earth stage, jumping on the fact that
Tyson Fury jumped on flat Earth.
He jumped on the flat Earth stage. He jumped on the fact that people are being lied to. He jumped on all that kind of stuff, but he's jumped back into the limelight because to be a pure truther,
you have to give it all up.
You have to give everything up, and that's one of the hardest things that anybody has ever got to do. It's giving everything up that you thought was worth something, and flipping it back upon itself. Because in an ideal world, there would be no suffering, and the world is full and bountiful. And in an ideal world, we can look after this place
and each other.
Yeah. And this is the thing we don't. We do everything that we can to destroy. We do everything that we can to manipulate, and we do everything that we can to degrade ourselves and the people around us and the beings, the creatures, the life, the beauty of this place. Because let's face it, this place is beautiful. The concept of everything here is absolutely astounding. Once you take it all in, you don't need to know the in-depth things of how things work. You can just be like we are beings. You can just be and enjoy it. But the thing is, this materialism has crept in through the back door and decided to manipulate and separate, divide, lie, cheat, steal, create disharmony, and gone against everything that this place was ever made for. You know, so that's truth, and it's difficult to get out of that system and to get back to finding your way on a journey. It's like jumping off that big road.
Get your hands off my effing fridge freezer.
And then jumping onto that small, narrow path, and then looking at the big road and then thinking, wow, that big road, it's a massive road, that. I don't really want to jump on it again because I'm going to get knocked over. You know, because that's what we do. We get knocked over as soon as... I've been working for most of my life. You know, and I've never got anywhere. And the only reason I haven't got anywhere is because I wasn't meant to get anywhere. Mm-hmm. The only place I'm meant to get is spiritually, using this vessel to enhance that experience, to find a direction, and that is opening gates for people to know that this place is not ours. It never was. It was just created for us to have an experience, but that experience has been manipulated and overhauled by a fake narrative that's crushing everything.
But it's hidden God. The fake narrative hid God. Yeah. Once you realise there's God, then everything changes.
I think most of us all our life has known no Pon.
I know.
I think because we've always tried to be... We've always been... Well, I don't even think we've denied it. I think we've always tried to do the right thing, or what we think is the right thing.
Because most people are good people, I'll agree with that.
Most people are. They are good people, they only want the best, but they've let this materialism creep in through the back door, and then that's separated them from the real world view of what they should actually be thinking, of the actual concept of why we're here. and what it's all about, you know, to create more life, it can be a good thing, but
not more money.
No, it's got to be in the right circumstances. Creating more life, you know, it's got to be in the right circumstances. Whereas you shouldn't think about it as a material thing, you know. I mean, if we think about it, when you've had a child, Ponch, I've had a child, I've had a couple of children, and to bring them into the world is just amazing. But everything else is all to do with materialism, and then materials, what we use. I mean, for instance, nappies. For instance, what do they do to the environment? They destroy the environment. When my ma was young, she used to use the terrace. She used to have to stand over the sink and clean my mess out of the nappy, and then wash that nappy again, and then dry it and use it again. But everything has been altered. Everything's been altered. Everything's
Now.
We want it now. We want fresh nappy, fresh. We haven't got enough time, because the thing is, through every day, there is enough moments. Without using that word, there is enough moments in that day to do everything that you need to do. There always is. It's just that we've been segregated from those moments by a false narrative of having to go to work, having to earn the paper, give our energy away, and it comes back to the same thing. Who do we give our energy to? Who do we give our energy to?
We should give it to God.
Yeah, we don't give it.
I know.
No, we're not giving
Patience is a virtue,
yeah,
though, right?
It is. This is it.
Patience is a virtue. Hey, Tiny. Hey, Jen. Hey, Global. We're just talking about how we've been fooled and mocked and scoffed at. How Patricia left yesterday. And like I said, I am sad that she's gone, but I thought she was stronger than that, you know.
It doesn't look to me like it. Flat Earth and Hot Potatoes was a monetised channel.
I don't think it was monetised. I think she had adverts and stuff. I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Well,
I've never asked for a single penny, John.
no.
I've never asked none of you for a single penny.
No.
God's always provided for
We
me.
don't need to either. That's the thing. To be truth, you shouldn't need to ask for anything, because truth is free. Truth is free, and it sets you free. Sets you free from all the garbage that the average life gives you.
Well, at least she's free now, then. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Now
well,
she's give it up.
Yeah, I would have thought so. But
If Patricia's giving it up at last, she's free, right? She's free. There's nothing that she has to promote anymore and lie to us about.
no. It's just it's hard. It's hard for everyone. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Nobody's ever told you it was going to be easy, and it's difficult. But there's no need for it to be difficult.
I know.
We could have an experience, all of us here, working together and doing, like, me and Ponch have had a saying for a long time, and we've been saying it for a long time, is, Ponch, you give a couple of hours a day, and if everybody gives a couple of hours a day, there'd be no need for anyone to struggle.
No.
And the thing is about it, we give too much of that to give to a system that is just taking. It's just taken away from us. We're not getting anything in return, because everything is always going up in price.
But the system started taking as a parasite when it should have been. The system would be, if it was a real system, it'd be the politicians would do it for free.
For free, yeah.
They'd have an house.
Yeah.
They'd have everything they needed. But there would be a system there for people that need assistance.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, because not all of us were made healthy.
No.
Not all of us were made mentally well.
No.
Shall we say? Well, you see, that's my experience through being in the nutty.
Yeah.
There were people in there that, without regard, needed help, John. I couldn't give it to them. I could show them kindness, which is why they offered me a mental health nurse job.
Kindness is
Yeah, well, that's it. But the kindness wasn't enough. It has to be something. They need what's the word I'm looking for? A cure for the way they are.
I think kindness is a cure.
Well, kindness is yeah, all right. But in real kindness, if someone's someone's suicidal, kindness could help them. It's not always going to be the case, though, right?
No.
Some people need medical assistance, John, because of the way they feel. When I was in there, someone I knew from when I was a child who babysat me, good 30 years older than me, 20 years older than me at least. He would have been in his 20s when I was a boy. So somewhere in his 20s, he'd have been 60, 70, and he'd gone and put his hand through a window and then dragged his wrists across the window. You know, both his hands were covered up here and bandaged. But I was in shock to see this gentleman sat there, you know, more horrified than anything else. Like, what have you done to you? I can't mention this person's name for the name of love, but I was in shock that he'd done it to himself. I couldn't understand why he'd done it to himself, especially at that age, you know, just to want to be gone. You know, but that's what this system's also done, right? That system's also responsible for what they did to him, why he did it, and then the system's in place to help nurse him from the system itself, which is not how it should be.
No.
It's supposed to be a system in place when you need that assistance. There's someone there to care for you.
There has always been a system in place, and that system.
It was hijacked, though.
It's like what Mel says in the chat, Ponch. Healing comes from Jesus Christ. And it's not from the church.
No.
It's from all of the things that was taught. You know, you don't have to go to church to read the Bible. You can look at a book, the same as the Quran, same as all these books. You can look at them and take the positive things from them and help use it to help improve your life. I mean, I was doing a little bit of work today on the Bible and how it's been manipulated and how it's been turned around on itself, and it was wrote in Latin at first, and nobody was allowed to speak Latin. I don't know if anybody's ever tried to speak Latin. It's a really difficult language to try and comprehend. So this is why the so-called elitists always had that opportunity, because they had nothing else to do. Because they don't have to go to work and pay taxes and do all the things what the average sort of slave does. Whereas the average slave is no different from that elitist. They're no different. They're both the same. They're both the same beings. It's just that one has pulled away from love and gone into a different concept.
It's like Aeon says, law and over legality.
Yeah.
Corporations.
Yes.
They swap people over corporations to corporations over people.
Yeah.
And that's why we're in this mess. I need the toilet. That's why we're in this mess, John boy. Oh, me foot.
Yeah, and that's right, Ian. It was originally wrote in Aramaic, and these books was all been, these was all been part of a system that wanted to persecute, because they didn't want everybody to have and this is the same old satanic presence invading, just like materialism, it's invading and then stopping people from progressing in their journey to create the ultimate perfection, which is love and light and consciousness and knowing and taking back control of the parasitical behaviour that we've all had to endure. All of us have had to endure that parasitical behaviour, and that's the thing. It's been took over by greed. Really.
Corporations.
Yeah, and greed is.
Tea?
Yeah, you can. Let me make one. I'll do that.
Sure.
You're better on here than I am.
Put my cup on the side.
Yeah, only the penitent man will pass. And it's difficult, because all these feelings of being in the flesh get in the way. But they don't have to get in the way if you know the truth. They don't have to get in the way. We can all work together as a team, even though that's quite a really...
Oh, don't say hashtag same team, you'll have Del on the back.
Well, it's like, if we can work together as a not even a group, as a set of beings working together towards a bigger goal, which is to care for each other until that being is ready to pass over. It can only be a good thing if we all work together. I mean, I was talking to me nan. She's, yesterday she's 80 odd, and she struggles, but she feels like she's on her own all the time. She does feel like she's on her own, and she's on about me cousins who work in China and how the Chinese revere their old people and really care for them and look after them and stuff. It should be the same all the way around.
But it's not. I see them stood in the cold in winter,
Yeah.
at bus stops.
Yeah.
None of this should happen.
No.
And the beatings, when you see them in the papers when an old man got robbed at a cash machine, well, the whole system implements the drugs and the hatred. You know?
It doesn't work. It's like it's infected.
Uh-huh.
It's all infected and needs a complete and utter clean. And that's the whole point of this, is bringing the truth out, you know, to make it clean itself. It's got to clean up. It's got to clean its act up.
Yeah, he was talking about unity, talking about singing Kumbaya around the fire, Chili.
Oh, we didn't get the notification.
We didn't get a notification.
Was that roof? What's the roof?
Oh, the roof came up.
Yeah.
I missed it. I was sleeping earlier on. I fell asleep in the day again.
Has it just been on then, Terry? Because I didn't even get a notification for that.
No, I didn't get one. Unless that's it there. Oh, it is there.
Yeah.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Power of God channel. I'm your host, Chosen King, and we are back in the building, all right? Today, the topic of the video is we must speak on this subject now or forever hold our peace, and that subject is pedophilia. Now, before I start talking about this subject, I want to say that, you know, the rights that are given to citizens, I do not deem myself as a citizen. I deem myself as a sovereign vessel for God, you know what I'm saying? And God's rulership overrides the Constitution. The Constitution only acknowledges certain rights that were given to God's people, you know, when this whole structure was put together. But I declare my sovereignty, and by sovereignty given to me by God, I could speak on these matters and on these subjects. All right, it's no way that you all gonna muffle people. And I'm saying this ahead of time because they like to block videos when you start touching on subjects like this, pedophilia. All right, but if you have,
oh, it's 40 minutes long. I thought it was only a short one. I'll watch it later.
You can tell it's talking the truth though, from the opening statements, Ponch.
Yeah.
Same thing what we're talking about, really, isn't it? It's marrying upon that wave.
Well, Antonio spoke on how flat Earth's being classed as mental illness. What a bun! You mean being able to think for yourself is a mental illness? I don't think so. You know, you can discern the truth in everything you do, in everything other people do around you. You know, it's like he said, you're sovereign. You're sovereign to God and no one else. This is part of the biscuit wheels coming off the gravy train, you know. You saw it the other day with the bailiffs at my door. You know, this is the system trying to intimidate me when they already know that that gentleman has bought my debt, and I would have usually shook his hand, but I wasn't in the mood because I just got up. I would have shook his hand and said thank you very much. That's the way. That's the most kind thing to do. It shocks them when you're shaking their hands. Thank you ever so much. What for? For buying the debt of a slave. Because I'm not a slave. I'm not a name on a piece of paper. I'm a child of God. That bailiff has been on another vid. Has he really? Doesn't surprise me. Because they're all the same people. When you understand this, the people that came and stole the house that I was living in before this one, same people that go around and do it to everybody's houses. This is what you're not seeing. It's the same locksmiths, the same money grabbing system. Because most people have a heart. Most people have a conscience. And you might do it once or twice, but then after the third time, you must be thinking, I can't do this. I don't care if they're paying me X amount for doing it. I can't do this. Especially when it comes to the police. The police are meant to be empowering for us, you know, to keep us safe. And in fact, they're working for banks and corporations. The legality, as Aeon will put it. When the police force was bought over by Lions Cakes and IBM computers in each state, in each county, in each territory of the world, that's when the downfall of all this began, I think, because when I was a child, everybody knew the local policeman's name. I could name you at least 5 policemen from when I was growing up. We knew him by name. We never cheeked him. You know, he was friendly with us, and we always saw him on the street. Wherever we went, every day, we'd see that same Bobby. That's what we called them, Bobbies. We'd see the Bobby on the street, and he knew us by name. He knew our parents. He was part of the community. He didn't have to live out of town. All the policemen have to live out of town now.
Yeah.
Because of the stick they get. Yeah, because of the stick they get for doing that corporate job. And as if the police don't realise this. You know, you swear an oath into office for the power, for the people. Not for a banker, not for a estate agent, not for an accountant.
I think we have to show everyone who's in that position, who's in that kind of job, a certain amount of respect. Only though when it comes to law.
Mm-hmm.
Not
legality.
when it comes to legal legislation.
Because he's not doing his job.
It's a fake narrative.
Yeah, they're not doing their jobs. I have the utmost respect for anybody who goes and protects us from criminals, but they invented the criminals. I have the utmost respect for someone who will guard the country from invaders, foreign and domestic. I have the utmost respect. But as a good friend of mine told me, when they went into Palestine and were just stealing land off farmers who didn't have guns, it's not what you see on the television. It certainly isn't what you see on the television. It's like what Chosen says about the slave lands in the middle,
yeah,
and everything above and below.
It's absolutely
Yeah,
fantastic. Isn't it?
yeah, Xanadu.
Yeah. Whereas all of it should be like that. All of it. You know, it's like there's no need to have any sort of slave race whatsoever. There's no need. There's need for us all to work together and respect each other, and that is really difficult because of the division that we've actually had to endure and we've had to go through. But it's all possible, and this is why things are changing, because it is possible. You know, all this is possible. It's just that it's been left in the wrong hands. It's been left in the wrong people's.
We know, and you know which people we're talking about, right? Because it was uncovered 6 months ago by moi. It was even in my own channel, you know. None of those people cared about me, no matter what they say. I remember one of them coming in a few days afterwards saying, "Oh, when you want your friends, we're here for you." You're not my friends. None of you are. Anybody who even frequents that channel is not my friend.
All we have to do is go on some other channels, just nip in. I've been on these other channels and nipped in, and I'm telling you now, they're not like this channel. They're talking about selfish stuff and egotistical stuff. And no, this ego's I. In Latin, it's I. Well, there's no I.
In team.
No. And there's no. And even when we look at that word, for instance, team, it's not so much as a team. It's a journey for all of us, and we're all on the same journey.
Only some people don't want this journey to stop.
No.
They want it. They want it to continue, the one we're on, rather than actually freeing us all and letting us see the truth as it is. You know, if like we said it last night, right? I said it to you. I said it to Melanie. I said it to Kevin. What if the whole idea is that the people that are giving us the truth, the flip-flops, and then we idolize the wrong thing yet again because they gave us the truth.
Yeah.
Then what? You know, you're lost again. At the end of all of this, you should have. It's not the end. The end should have happened the minute you realised the world was flat. The end should have come to you straight away. Oh my gosh, I've been lied to. I've been fooled. I'm an idiot. These are the things you should have thought. And then you should have had the instant recognition of a creator. Whoever the creator is to you. But you should have had the instant recognition that this creation that we're living in, we are the top of all things, right? There's nothing on this plane of existence that compares to us.
No.
Not a single animal. You can tell me a dolphin's smart, a killer whale smart, a pig smart, a monkey smart, whatever. But none of them compare to the most stupidest man or woman, you're still far in comprehension and recognition of any animal.
Yeah, of what you do. But the thing is, if you look at animals in a different concept, is they live to not cause harm. They live to experience. They live to be blissful, in a blissful state. They live to be at peace and to appreciate. That's what they do. Whereas we've lost that. We've somewhere along the lines of all this happening, we've lost that sort of thing. We should be here to care for each. We should get joy from caring for each other. We should get joy from it. I enjoy going round to my nan's. I enjoy sitting there with her, giving her some company, and making sure that she's just listened to. I give her truth. So sometimes she can't handle that truth. Sometimes she gets a little bit mad at me. Because the thing is, she already knows more than I do because she's been here for so long. But I like to emphasise so she doesn't get thrown off that path too. You know, because it's quite easy for everybody to be thrown off the path and thrown onto
that day. I told you about flat Earth, and it dawned on you. How did you feel?
I just went home and studied, and I've been studying ever since.
Yeah, but what was the initial impact of it when you realised I wasn't lying to you, and you realised that you'd been lied to, you'd accepted a lie? What did you feel instantly? For me, it was like, as they want to call it, a hit of DMT, or it was euphoric.
Self-realisation. It was self-realisation.
Did you not feel the creator in your presence?
Well, I've always felt that good voice.
Yeah, I have too.
I've never felt that there always hasn't been a good voice. I've always felt and I've always known that there's been a bad voice.
Yeah, but this was confirmation of it.
When you confirmed everything, and when you said, right, we're not the spinning ball, I even painted on my wall, you know. You know, I painted the solar system on the wall, you know. And when I was painting the solar system on the wall, that good voice was speaking to me. How can the sun be that big? How can the sun be that big? You know, so, but going back to it, Punch, when you told me, and I went on that journey like everybody has to do, it was the knowing that good voice is the one that should be at the forefront of everything.
And that's how it should be in flat Earth. The good voice should be there. But it's not.
No.
It's not, John.
And this is where we do get it confused as well, because when we don't listen to that good voice, like I still don't listen to that good voice all the time, Punch, because I can't. Because I'm human, or because I'm a being, and I'm being in flesh, and that being in flesh has got weaknesses.
Yeah, the flesh is corrupted.
Yeah, I've ruined certain parts of my vessel, you know, through smoking, through lusting after certain stuff. You know, lust isn't just through the sexual organs.
Yeah, I get that.
Lust is through your.
I lusted after cannabis for 30 years.
Yeah, exactly. We lust after having an easy life. We lust after not wanting to do certain things. You know, we lust after so much, but when we listen to that good voice can give you a pleasurable experience. Even though this has all been corrupted, it can give you a pleasurable experience of knowing that good voice is speaking to you. Because I've got a different concept, Ponch. You know what I'm like. I've got a different concept that our thoughts are not our own. Our thoughts are a manifestation of two different voices. And that one.
I mean,
voice,
like a Mandelbrot spat.
Yeah, it can be two different voices. One voice can tell you one thing, one voice can tell you the other. That other voice can sound like the good voice, but you know the difference between those two voices. Once you realise that the earth is no spinning ball, like I said, I realised when I was young that it was impossible to live on a ball, but I was succumbed to the darkness.
Persuaded.
Yeah, persuaded that it wasn't, that was just a silly thought. But even all my life, I've known that good voice has been there. It's always been there. Because I've always wanted to help people. The only thing that's ever got in my way is that I have to do it for paper. That's the only thing that's got in my way.
Right, but now what's it for?
It's for a journey to build upon an experience.
What about truth? It's supposed to be about truth.
Yeah, and it's that journey is about truth, isn't it? It is about truth.
Is it your friend, Rosie? Is Django your friend?
And that truth is for sharing, because if you share that truth and you share that like-mindedness, because it is all like-mindedness. We're not any different from each other. They're all the same, you know. And this is where
we're all family.
Yeah, then they've used the division of shade of skin to divide us, to make us think that we're better than anybody else when we're not. Nobody's better than anybody. Some people might be more knowledgeable, but that knowledge can be shared, and then
not shamed.
No, not shamed.
Good.
And it's all got all glory for that knowledge.
Goes to God. Goes to God.
It goes to creation. What I mean.
Django.
The names, in books of calling creation a different name. This place is a creation. It had a creator. So I can only look at the so-called.
So how do people like Shed Rage not see it?
Well, they see it, but they're listening to the dark voice, which is egotistical based, which is they need recognition. It's nothing about recognition. It's about everybody's got to share. Everybody's got to share, and it's not just about sharing materials and food and all this kind of stuff. It's about sharing an experience to make sure that we glorify the fact that this place is created, and it has to be created, therefore it has to have a creator. Now that creator, the Torah
it could just end it like this as well.
Can end it, yeah. And none of us want that, and I don't even think this is what people get
Django.
confused with God and stuff like that. Creator is only a loving essence.
What you done with my puppy, you?
Many of my family have said God's evil. You know. Well, it depends what kind of concept you're looking at. You know, I can look at a book and I can get something out of that book. I can look at a book on how to plant a tomato. I can get something good on that. Doesn't that mean that that book has been created by the Creator too, to give you information and knowledge in how to grow something?
Mm-hmm.
So that book can be just as good and just as knowledgeable as another book. But then you have to have more and more books in order to find different things. Whereas the good book is, and all these other books, are there for your personal journey to tell you how to be. And that's the difference. You can learn stuff while you're here, but while you're here and you're learning stuff, you can be preoccupied with other stuff. And that's where the material essence has come in and crept in. When you can be a skilled worker of some sort, a skilled gardener, a skilled joiner, a skilled bricklayer, a skilled whatever, yeah, you're doing it for egotistical stake. Whereas if we forget the money thing, that's the thing. This is the main thing. The fake currency, because it's the fiat currency, it's the fake currency. If we can forget that, everybody's got something unique about them. And everybody can bring something to the table. Mm-hmm. Everyone, don't matter who you are, we've all got special things that we can all do. And everybody can bring something to the table. And if you had a meeting, say, in Willsby Woods, and you said, right, on that big green, we're all going to meet one day, and we're all going to talk with each other. You could organise anything would be possible. You can organise to clean up the place. You can organise to help people. You can organise to make sure that the elderly are cared for. You can organise anything. That doesn't need any specific government manipulation. The only reason a government manipulation has been created in the first place is to put blinkers over the masses, to keep you faced on one thing only, and that is yourself. When it's not about us, is it? This place is not just about us. It's not about self. It's not about you just on your own. It's about the bigger picture. The more beings there are in this place, the more complex it becomes. So the more complex it becomes, the more complex we make it for us as a whole. And if we could organise, I mean, this is where government does it. The sanction payments on everything, the cut payments for this, the cut payments for that. There's no need, because they can just print more of their money. And the thing is, these other people who end up hoarding money and hoarding materialism, you know, there's no need for that, because you can't take any of that with you. And those are the simple words then. You can't take any of it with you when you go. It stays here. So there's no point in hoarding it all. And you look at people like Gates, and you look at people like Rockefellers and all that stuff, you look how much they're worth. You know, they're not worth anything as far as I'm concerned.
Me neither.
Because if they was worth anything, as far as I was aware, if they was worth anything, they would not have all of that
greed, all that wealth,
yeah,
as we think it is.
Because it'd be shared and divided for the bigger picture, to create more of an easier journey for everybody, you know. And that's the thing. The only reason that we're in the mess that we are is because these things have been created on purpose, not by creator. Some of it's been created by creator to make our lives easy, but then as soon as it's been created, a corporation jumps
patented it,
buys it, patents it, and takes over it. Whereas they only buy it for paper, you know. So all these gifts that have been given to each certain beings, these gifts that have been given to certain beings, have all just been manipulated, and that's the thing. It's like the system controls what it wants to control to take the power away from the potential of what that thing is, or what that thing can truly be. It's crazy. It really is. It's yeah, I was the same, DB. I was the same. There's always been something, you know. There's always, for all of us, you know.
Come on, fat girl.
Something doesn't. Something's never looked right, and it's always been wrong. I've always said, why have you got a class divide? That's what before I was even awake. Before I was awake to the place where we're living, I was always, why is there a class divide? Why should there be people more richer than others? Why should there be kings and queens? You know, why? Because they're no different from us. Just because of a specific bloodline, that makes no odds to me.
We're all family, aren't we?
Yeah, we're all family. So if you look at how much these so-called, I'll call them individuals, look at how much they possess, that it's pure and unadulterated greed and selfishness. And let's face it,
England alone could cure all world poverty.
Yeah.
Just England's money, just cure it all.
Yeah, it could. And that is, I mean, I was looking, 85, what was it? There's 85 billionaires in the plane of existence where we live. 85 billionaires. You know, those shouldn't be billionaires. Everyone should have a portion of that wealth. If we was going to go forward with a monetary system, but as has been proven in the past,
Hey Kev.
Money doesn't bring anything but misery. Some people say in the right hands it's good, but come on, please, just admit it. Has it ever really brought anything but misery? And it's brought misery to so many billions upon billions of people, or billions upon billions of beings that have been here, lived and gone. It's always been about money, and that money theme has never helped any of them. It's because we wouldn't be in this mess now if it had helped. If it had really truly helped, we wouldn't be in this mess what we are now. None of us. Hey Belle. Hey Kevin. I don't know, it's one of them things, isn't it?
Get your hands off my fridge freezer.
Yeah, it's like, that's mine. Well, no. If you look at how much land there is, just for instance, how much land there is, just in England alone.
Just outside of our county.
It's just
outside of our town, in our county alone.
I agree with what some of these other truthers have been doing. Many fish and who else? There's plenty of them, like Ross, Cross. There's plenty of them out there who have been doing
diligent work,
information together. And the reason why we're all in these towns is there is a significant struggle of power of energy going on here. there's a struggle of energy and power going on. That's why we're all in these sort of towns and all in these units, so to speak. It's just manipulation. The same old, same old. It's manipulation. It doesn't have to be like that, though. Everybody knows it.
Right, but Flat Earth's been manipulated.
Yeah, and that's the sad state of affairs that we're in now as well. Because it's been it has definitely been manipulated, and the people who were at the forefront of that, all of a sudden, are disappearing. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me. Well, it does make sense. It makes sense that it's being made to look stupid, or it's being made to look as if. I mean, look at Sergeant, for instance. When
on the BBC.
It's like a buffoon. It's like a buffoon, but that's how he's made to be.
Character.
Yeah, he's a character in the game, in that certain game, made to play a part. You know.
Enough of the games. Enough of the games.
Yeah.
Put me on telly against Piers Morgan. I'll tear him a new backside.
Yeah.
Put Chosen on NBC.
Yeah.
He'll tear him a new backside. They don't want the truth, John.
No.
You know, whatever that is.
Put Aeon in a parliament.
Yeah, Aeon, we'll have you in Parliament.
Put him in that parley to proper parley. To proper sort stuff out.
Speaker of the House, Aeon Aton.
Yeah. To find proper truth, to say how it's supposed to be.
How it is.
Yeah.
Not how it's supposed to be, how it is. This is how it is. You know? They'd all be on the knees begging for mercy. And so they should be. Because when Jesus returns, every knee will bow, every tongue will confess. We're all sinners. We've all done wrong. But some of us are trying to rectify it. Some of us have repented. Which, you know, on Sunday it just confirmed it for me, you know. Dell won't even give me the time to explain. You know, didn't want to know. No. Anthropology, understanding bone structure, that's it's not right.
Well, that's the satanistic view, because they want to push that narrative. It's just like all this.
Right, but a forensic scientist can dig up a body and tell you whether it's male or female just by its bones.
Yeah.
It's that simple. He made two of us, man and woman, and the rest is history, you know? It's just, these are the facts. And this is the year of the fact, 2019. Shut your div. Year of the facts. And if you ain't got any facts, then you're, you know, out of here. But like I said, I'm sad to see Patricia shut her channel down. She'd put up with it for 4 years.
It's just trolling, though, Ponch. We're talking about
But there's
real
trolling.
Life. Yeah, and real life.
And then there's real life, you know.
Yeah,
but
real life.
You don't see the police knocking on their doors.
No.
You don't see bailiffs turning up.
No.
You know, that's real life. Yeah. What we have to put up with.
You see cleanliness, and you see easy living, which I think that should be for everyone. Like an easier way of existence, rather than being paid to keep a narrative going. You know, nobody should be paid to keep a narrative going.
Well, they're all going to get caught out, right?
Yeah. Because this is all in scripture too, as well, Ponch, is it not? This is all in scripture, in allegory, in some sort of literal sense. All this is.
It's in Revelations, man.
It's all in scripture.
That's all I ever needed was Genesis. I told it to Chosen the other day on the King's panel. You only need 2 main books out of there. Genesis, that's how we got here and how we were corrupted, and Revelations, how it all ends. Satan's a defeated foe, you know. Let them eat cake for all I care.
Yeah.
You know, they've had their spin of the wheel.
Yeah. That's right, it is. They've had the spin of the wheel, now they have to leave the table. And they don't like the fact that they have to leave the table.
All of them.
They was enjoying it.
Right. Yeah, but all of them connected to it.
Yeah.
They'll all come down now. Each and every one of you is going to tell them outright until they can't handle the truth or they research the truth. You know, nobody's got the whole truth. We all have different parts of it, right? But in saying that, there are people controlling what you think. Even now, 5 years, 6 years down the road, they're controlling how you think. You know, how you want things to end up. And at the minute, people are just dragging it out. And Pete Shea, you're part of it. Going on those panels and debating stuff that we already debated back in Flat Earth debates. For that, Pete Shea, you are in the wrong, Pete Shea. Yes, you are. You're giving them a place to be vocal. Let them talk amongst themselves. It's over. Bendy water does not exist. Proven. None of us have to do any more tests. Shaking 2 densities on a plane that's falling proves nothing, Bob from Globebusters. You've outed yourself. That's what they're all doing right now. And next thing, they're all going to start attacking each other. Yeah. They'll all start attacking each other. It was him that said this. It was here that said that. He did this. He did that. That's what they're going to do. There's going to be nothing left of them because they're just going to fight between themselves.
It's like I said, Flat Earth Lonely, everybody's got something to bring to the table. And if they can need to sell out for some sort of materialistic value, that is on them. It's not on us. You know, simple really. This is about truth, and truth is free. And it's as simple as, you know, isn't it?
Here's the proof of Flat Earth. Water level. You know what water level is, you mongo? You come to the wrong channel because I can debunk your ball earth in seconds. Water always seeks to find its level, no matter what the container. So we must be living in a container of some sort, otherwise we wouldn't have air pressure. Air pressure gives us density and buoyancy, giving us a water level. Water always wants to seek its level. You see? Wants to seek its level. Not only in animation, but in horizon, real life. See, anything I show you in computer terms, I can then show you in real life. Water's level, sea level. 70% of the earth is water. We're done. If you really want proof of it, we'll just go high altitude balloon. And there you go. High altitude balloon. No matter how high up I go, the horizon always wants to meet level, which means I live on a level plane. There are no stars in space. The sun is really close to me. That's why when I look at this picture, it's right there. That's how close the sun is to Earth. And we're done. That's it. That's all it needs. Nothing else needs to be said on this matter.
Gunslinger, we're not going to be gaslit because with your little smiley faces, because we know that all said and done, we rely on our senses. Our senses is going to tell us. You know, that's why I was given them. That's why we live in a perfect vessel. That's why our bodies are perfect. You know.
And so is my mind.
We just know. That's it. It's just knowing. And
right, now I've given you proof of Flat Earth. Give me proof of Ball Earth. Show me where I can find a picture of bendy water. Anytime you like. Bendy water. Don't exist. Don't exist. Water falling. Water falling. It's not stationary. There's no such thing as bendy water. Don't exist. There you go, look. The bendy ink machine. It's about as good as it gets. So, we're waiting.
it doesn't exist.
You can't prove this, but I can prove that. Everywhere I go, no matter what country I'm in, no matter what state or plane I live on, crepuscular rays on sea level. Crepuscular rays proves that the sun is close. Close enough for me to see it. It's in my line of sight, my range of vision. You see, perspective is things get smaller the further away they get from you. And the horizon stays flush. So we're waiting, gunslinger. Where's your proof of ball earth? Otherwise, you can say hello to the one and only flat earth baseball bat. Hey Nathan, shalom. Of the flats, there's loads of them. Salt flats.
Yeah, Salt Lake.
There's loads of them. They're all over the shop. They're in Bonneville in USA. They're in Salahuni in Bolivia. Perfect reflections, look, over miles and miles and miles of water. You see, every year this floodplain floods and sits in 2 inches of water. And no matter how you try and get around the subject, water doesn't bend. Unless you've got proof of it. Which I don't believe you have. Well, I know you haven't got proof of it.
The only proof they can find of bending water is through sound and...
Even the clouds are flat, look.
You know,
They all pressurise down at a certain level and stop.
When you go on an aeroplane, they're all level. It looks level anyway, even when you get to a certain height, it just looks level.
There is a term called surface tension. Right, you've just lost your right to speak here. Hey, butter, Kennedy, swing batter. Bye. That's you gone. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you worry, Rosie. You see, he don't want you to know that all the clouds sit at the same level, look. The further they get, the closer they get to the horizon, just like the land rises up in front of you. But that's only perspective. The land isn't actually rising up. Anybody who's a concaver, you can't prove it. We proved that 3 weeks ago with Josh. And then we went on Josh's panel. And again, they couldn't prove it. Nobody can prove convex or concave. All I get is flat, the way the Creator made it. Simple to see. The world we live in is a level plane. And what we're here to do is level out the plane to make everything even, just like in reality. Real simple. A parallel plane. Yes, you know, David Banner, I was known as the Pavlova of the parallel bars. You know. Whoever owns Gunslinger, do you have a license for your minky? You see, they've known for millennia that the world is flat. This is why sailors thought they'd sail off the edge.
Oh, it said it in that film, Men in Black.
Yeah.
1,500 years ago, everybody knew that the Earth was the centre of the universe. 500 years ago, everyone knew the Earth was flat. Just before Copernicus and his little band of cronies decided to change it. What was it, the Jesuits?
Jesuits, yeah. They even set Jesus' name.
Yeah.
You see, nobody can tell me this name's right for Jesus, this name's right for God. I call him Dad and Jesus brother, because that's what they are to me. Yeah. My dad created everything, then came down in the flesh as Jesus, as my brother, and tried to show people way back when how to tell the truth, how to live a sin-free life. And even now, in nowadays, we're not perfect, none of us are, right? But one thing that this brings to you is the truth. And the truth shall set ye free. And now I'm glad that Patricia's free of this lie that she's been trapped in. Maybe she can get on with her life. I hope you find God. I hope Jesus comes to you, Patsy. I hope that Mark Taylor finds God. I hope that Jen Panda finds God. I hope that any of the liars finally redeem themselves, repent, and come back to God. Because
Mount Meru, Aleph.
What mountain do you think Satan's at? Meru, I would have said. The only place you could go to see area. All the lands, to see all the kingdoms, there's no mountain high enough, which means none of us have seen that mountain, Nathan.
Yeah.
None of us have been there. But one thing that Flat Earth does bring to you is the creator. There's no way on this plane that you find out the world's flat, water's level, it doesn't bend, and not see creation, not see the beauty of the heavens right before your eyes. You know? There's no way on this plane that you don't see the truth. Anybody who doesn't see this truth, that heaven's right above us, Haman's too small. There's no way you're going to see all the kingdoms. Unless Jesus just meant the local kingdoms.
Yeah. It could have been that as well.
Uh-huh.
Like, I'll give you all these kingdoms, you know. It could be sort of, it's just words that have been manipulated in such words to try and make some other story of it.
Well, it's a strange thought, Nathan, that you say that, because Chosen was speaking on the fact that there are only 4 entrances to the Grand Canyon. You can't explore it, which means they are hiding stuff in the Grand Canyon for sure. There's no shadow of doubt there. They're hiding stuff in the Grand Canyon. Whether or not you could hide a mountain that big will be another question. Again, this is just theory, right? Because none of us have been there. None of us know for sure. You just have to walk in faith.
Hey, Mickey. Take you soon. Yeah? I'll take you for little jaunts.
Well, there's definitely more wheels to come off the gravy train. Hey, Mickey. There's more wheels to come off the gravy train. Shut that door, Lou. There's more biscuit wheels to come off the gravy train for sure. Patricia's just the first one, right? Next will probably be Bob for saying gravity is a force. You know, until you're just left with those looking for the truth. The real truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Shut up, you div. Don't tease her. Nobody's got the right to control the way you think, your mind. As a grown adult, the choices are yours. You can do as you like. But nothing bad should be done to any child ever. Full stop.
Children deserve more.
Children deserve the truth. You see, our children have got the truth. They'll grow up totally different from the way we did, John. And it can't be undone. This is why when we took them out of school, John, we was getting letters. Well, you were getting letters. I wrote an affidavit, which means you can't counter me unless you've got the truth.
Oh, I went into school and told them with words that they are not coming back to this school. Told them straight. They're not coming back. They're not coming back to learn the silly, stupid stuff what they're learning in that school. And it had nothing to do with the globe, that's all. Even though the globe got brought into it, it had nothing to do with that. It was the way that they are persuading the children and bringing them up through a fear state to trust in what they're saying is true. Otherwise, they use that fear against them. And there shouldn't be fearing anyway, let's face it. No child should be fearing. In any country, in any place, anywhere. The only reason they do fear is because of the fake system that has stepped in. And that fake system's on its way down. It's simple. The system's on its way down. So let's face it, sometimes it might not be that pretty, but we're not in control of what's going on here. This is Creator's place. Some people say that Saturn rules everything and he does what he does. But no, this is Dad's place and we've got dominion. Just as it says in the good book, we've got dominion. He's just a little voice in our head telling us to do things. We just go Vade Recto Satana and
Get behind me, Satan.
Because you don't belong at the front of me, you belong at the back.
Jesus even said it to the Apostle Peter, right? The disciple Peter. He said it to Peter. Get behind me, Satan, when Peter doubted him. But it wasn't the first time that Peter doubted Jesus. You know? Even the Christian thing that was going on in
Canada.
no in
Toronto.
that was the videos I watched last night in Shed Rage's chat.
Yeah.
You can see it there, right? All of them squirming under the name Jesus.
Yeah.
It was hilarious to watch. Anybody who watched Dell's last, was it the last hangout or the one before?
Dell's last hangout. You're just watching him squirm and you're watching chat squirm as well, because they're realising and they're actually becoming knowledgeable that they can't control this place.
No, they can't control the truth.
No, they can't control it.
Oh my word! How many more times are you going to step on her?
I was on the step.
Oh, you've really properly done a paw look.
Oh, girl.
Come here. Come here.
Give her a couple of minutes.
Same paw again, Ray.
Oh dear.
3 times in one day. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Pop. I was in the middle of coming down. My foot was already
You
coming down.
wasn't watching.
No, I was, Dad. I was. She came up on the stair, right? Her foot was there. My foot was coming down like this, Dad. She went like this, like that. She moved the foot onto mine as I was
How
coming
many
down.
times has she been stepped on today?
3.
Yeah. You okay, puppy?
It'll toughen her up, Ponch. It'll toughen her up. She'll be tough.
It's never going to heal.
She'll be tough. She's fine. She's fine.
Oh my gosh.
Poor thing's been trod on a couple of times today. She has.
Same paw every time.
Yeah. Get the frozen peas out, Night Green says.
What's them things called? The webbings?
I don't know.
For the paw.
What, them solid things that you put around the feet?
Yeah, you put it up the thingy to brace her.
Oh, you mean the
You okay, Pop?
like a?
She's been limping since Sunday, John. And she's been trodden on 3 times today. She got trodden on twice yesterday. Same paw every time. It's like Satan wants that paw to just not heal.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he can't win Punch. She'll be fine. She'll be fine. Rosie's had her
She
fair
looks
share
fine.
of stand-ins and accidents and all that kind of stuff. She'll be fine.
I think she'll be alright.
Well, she will. Look, she's telling you, look. She'll be fine.
She's saying, I'll forgive you, Rach, for being a big numpty.
No, because I was in the right. She went like this, Dad. As I was coming downstairs, she went
Right,
to jump on
what
me.
happened when she was tiny and I came downstairs? I stood right on her, remember?
She was down there, wasn't
Right,
she?
but yeah, and ever since, as soon as I get up, I'm looking for a
Yeah,
Rach.
you've got to
Yeah, but
get
aren't
it in
you
your head.
bigger than me? I get the point that I stepped on her, but you're a bit bigger than me, aren't you? You're an adult.
Right, but how long has she been limping for?
A few months, I'll tell you.
A few months, Mongo. She's been limping since Sunday.
No, I meant with a bend.
No, that's all right. She don't limp on that. She's never limped on that.
It's just a
I was
little
already
bit.
coming downstairs. She just moved it because she tried to jump on me. She moved the foot under mine as I stepped.
If anything, it'll toughen her up.
She's
If
alright
anything,
now.
it'll toughen her up.
That's your Mongo owner that stepped on you, Django, not me.
She moved the foot under mine.
You're coming
She's
up.
in a playful mood already.
Come on.
Oh yeah, can I also can I get some food?
Yeah, you can, yeah.
What do you want, Rach?
Yeah, yes. I know. The clumsy, aren't they? Children. Yeah. I know, we've been telling them all week about running round.
I wasn't running. I was
No,
just
not
running
you.
upstairs.
We're talking about all of you. Running around upstairs like an herd of elephants. Look at her now. You're in the fridge, look. Now she ain't got a bad paw, look.
I don't know about that, Mel. Mine just gets in your way. I call her Dozy Rosie, you know, for a reason, because she just gets in your way. And
What, like Leah next door when she flattened me?
Yeah. Took you straight off.
Yeah.
Took
Fell
you
backwards,
up.
didn't I? She hit me that hard.
That's happened to me though.
Oh, she better not be like that.
That's the only way that I agree with some of the mathematics, is when they're running at a certain speed, their weight distribution
Let me just get him.
gets heavier.
What do you want?
I don't know. I'm looking through what there is.
Want some smoked haddock?
I don't like haddock.
Yeah, you
Oh, no,
do.
it's cod. Cod's the one I don't like.
Do you want pizza?
Not that one, that's gross. Those pizzas are gross.
Yeah, but that one's a nice one, isn't
Yeah, but that company.
Yeah, I noticed you haven't been about, Mickey.
The ones who did
What,
the
you want
offer.
this one? The meat? You want the meat?
Well, I don't know if you heard about Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes. It's gone. It's gone from YouTube. It's gone from all the other media, all the social media.
She'll be alright.
So there's that Poncho, the wheels are coming off the gravy train.
Be careful round the rack. Baby.
Yeah, I did notice that you haven't been about.
Where's he been?
So he's been a bit busy.
Fine on it now.
He's been having a boob operation.
Give me that. Give me that. No, look, she's fine now when she runs though.
No, she's not. Look. She's still temperate on it.
Yeah, bit you. Yeah, I've joined up because they're trying to censor stuff out there, but there's plenty of other sites, you know, just to take of just a case of getting on there and doing a bit.
Watch that dog.
So he's got a bad leg as well, hasn't he? He knows what it's like.
Get off, you daft dog. Oi, get off. Stop fighting.
Don't you start gaslighting him, chill.
You can thingy go on Battlefield on there because I've got it off your account, haven't I? So you just go into your library and you got Battlefield 5.
What time is it? 1954.
No, that's the year. Not
15
time.
minutes.
That's the year, not the
10
time.
past 8.
That's the year, not the time.
It's the time.
It's not 8 either.
15 minutes, come back down, I'll take the pizza out for you.
It's 55 minutes past 7.
Don't wind me up, Ray.
Django.
Oh, coconut oil, I totally forgot. Time is it? 1959. Mel said get coconut oil for her.
And we got some.
No.
Or is that coconut?
It's out of date, that is. That was a drink. It wasn't oil.
You need to have experience of staying up at night time as well. He's a look here.
I've got one all-nighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Baking soda, what for? Your teeth? I think for teeth it's meant to
Yeah,
be
that's
good.
for your teeth.
Into. I remember my parents using baking soda.
Baking soda and lemon. I'm a foot. I'll come back down at 10 past.
Yeah, she's getting deeper. Come on then. Come on.
I would like to leave this city. This old town don't smell too pretty, and I can feel the warning signs running around my mind. And if I could leave this island, I'd book myself into a soul asylum. I can feel the warning sign running around my here I go. I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So why do you say you can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway? They're half the world away. I said half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. And if I could leave this spirit, find me a home, and I'll live in it, 'cause I can feel the warning sign running around my mind. And here I go, I'm still scratching around in the same old hole. My body feels young, but my mind is very old. So why do you say you can't give me the dreams that are mine anyway? They're half the world away. I said half the world away. I've been lost, I've been found, but I don't feel down. Mark said Pat stepped back on his Strange World show. I think that was more to do with Mark not sticking up for her in the weeks up to this. You'd think with Mark being Patricia's sidekick for all these years, and he introduced her, that he would stand up for her. But apparently not. So I told you the biscuit wheels have come off the gravy train, and there's no stopping it now. Everybody that's going to get outed is outed, you know. They can call it a witch hunt all they like, but it's not. Well, maybe it is. Maybe they are witches and warlocks, or as me and John like to call them, Shelocks and Hitches.
Yeah. They're all losing the plot, so they've got to change their tactics.
Delegate keeper. Delegate. Yeah. What does deluded start with? Deluded. Delusional. A deluge. It'll be one at a time now, until you're just left with the real truthers, you know, the ones that are actually seeking real truth. You know, they've been hanging on to flat air for 5 years, boys and girls. And for those of you that have been here since the beginning, you know what I'm talking about. I finished this 3 years ago. And then all them lot come in. And then they've brought in loads of new people who have carried on deluding you that Mandela's real. Mandela's real. Yeah, it's real in the sense that man made it, man created it, and now he's deluding you into thinking it's a spiritual thing. Every single Mandela effect can be traced back to a man. Not to God, not to Satan, not to sin. Fucking, excuse me language, I nearly swore. Dipsticks. The dipsticks. Delicious. Hey, the man from Del Monte. He said yes, Miss Martinez. They're deluding you. Making you think that Mandela's something spiritual when it's not, right? You've got a cutting room floor in a movie studio, right? Bits that don't make it to the main edit of the film. And then they show you these bits or they put it in a second version of film, and then it plays on your mind. Like the lion sleeps with a lamb. I've never read it in any Bible anywhere. It always says the wolf and the lamb. Never says the lion. But what they push forward in churches and on posters was the lion and the lamb. In memes, the lion and the lamb. So you've got it in your head, it's the lion and the lamb, it's the lion. No, you're thinking of the lion, the witch and the wardrobe. It's that simple. So stop lying to us, because you're not getting past it anymore. I told you this is the year of the fact. Whoever you are, you're going to get stampled and stomped on because you're a snake or a scorpion. The truth's going to steamroll right over you, just like it did the other channel. And what's left of them? They're all horrible to each other, right? Have you not watched it? Delinquent, exactly. Delusional tic-tacs. Look, I've always had a kind heart, right? I wouldn't hate on Patricia for any reason. And I never did, right? You saw the video I played at the start. Hey, you're talking about the woman I love! You know, in hindsight, that's funnier than it ever could be, right? But nobody gets to hold back this truth. There's a deluge of truth coming. And all those people that are still sat postponing it for you are going to get caught up in this. Each one of these biscuit wheels, each one of these biscuit wheels over here is going to come off the gravy train. Because they've all been making their own gravy, haven't they? Mandela. All these things, right, that have got no facts you've believed in. I personally only came to the truth for God. You know, I can't speak for all of you, but I saw it straight away. There was no two doubts in my mind. It was instantaneous. I just, bing, they're hiding God. And then Jesus came. And for 5 years, they spent trying to gatekeep me from the truth. Even when Mr. E came to my channel, they banned him, right? And I'm gutted, because I don't worship Mr. E, but I like his channel a lot. And Hans, I like Hans's channel. I like Laura's channel. I like Decepticon's channel. I like all of those channels because they all told the truth and they've been there a long time, right? I could have come to these channels 3 years ago. I'll tell you what happened, right, Aeon? Remember, Banner, when I used to sit here in the morning with you all 24/7 and I used to start watching movies, didn't I? Jonathan Clerk, Impossible Channel. I used to watch loads and loads of different movies and we'd all sit here and I'd pause it and we'd speak about what we was watching. That's what they came to stop. I was thinking, oh great, the panel's filling up with truthers. But none of them were truthers, right? They all came to deceive you. Nutter. Hide it. She can reach that. And she's seen you put it there.
She might accept that.
What, the rubber thing?
Yeah. Suits her mouth, I think.
I want that paw to get better. She's still not right on it a lot.
Sometimes you have to get roses. So I'm waiting 3 weeks for her paw to get. When she gnaws it, it takes 3 weeks to scab up and then.
But she's not gnawing at it.
No, well, it's inside.
It's tender. She's done something.
Heal. It's better inside because it'll heal quicker inside than it was done now.
Agreed. Mark said the hiding God, and then he says we're in a game station. I personally wouldn't go for any of the other options other than God created this world. You know, when someone tells you that this ain't a cup and these aren't words and that's not a guitar, you know, someone's pulling your leg again. It's like telling you you're spinning and you can't feel it. You know what's what. In reality, you know what's what. You know you're not spinning. You know water's level. You know that someone's pulled the wool over your eyes. The veil. The veil. And the veil came up one after the other. And when this veil came up, as much as it hardens my heart to say so. You know, I know what I saw without being in any way spiteful to Patricia. I know what I saw. But I never made a big deal out of it, did I? I went after the big ones, the A celebrities. I went after the politicians. I went after the boxers, the sports stars. I went after the people that convinced me that they were something they weren't. I idolised. I made graven images, or I accepted graven images into my house of them. And so did you. But, it, you know, like I said, there, gravy train, biscuit wheels coming off. They'll all get caught. All of them that are lying to us. Never ask you for a single penny. Don't need to go exploring this world. I don't. I already know where I am. I'm in God's warm embrace. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hands. He's got the whole world in his hand. He's got the whole world in his hands. Come on, Del. He's got you and me. In his hands, he's got you and me. In his hands, he's got you and me. In his hands, he's got you and me. In his hands. All together now, Banner. He's got everybody. In his hands, he's got everybody. In his hands, he's got everybody. In his hands, he's got everybody in his hands. Well done, Dale! Finally get it. Okay, the new. Well, there are plenty of agents, right, boys and girls? You know it. I know it. There's plenty of agents. No matter anybody who tells you that there's no agents in flat Earth, they're agents. Idiots. Of course, there are agents in flat Earth. As long as they can keep you in deceit and rolling around on the floor, arguing with each other, rather than actually finding some common ground, which is the truth, in all cases, right? You all know this. You all know the truth when you see it. When you hear it from yourself, it becomes the truth, right? When you can see it for yourself. Like the moment I said, I'm not spinning, then it became the truth. The moment I said, the hiding God, it became the truth. You know, all my life they want me to think, oh yeah, the Bible is fairy tale, but fairy tale that, it's not real. Bible's not real. Believe me, Chuck Norris, I'll tell you the truth. Me, Chuck Norris, I'll tell you the truth. You live on a spinning ball and I do karate. I'm one of the hardest men in the world. Bruce Lee, that famous female opera dancer, taught me how to do karate. Believe me, I'm Chuck. Charlene Norris. You see? It does give them credibility, you know. 1,500 years ago, people knew we were the centre of the universe. 500 years ago, people knew that the earth was flat. And 5 minutes ago, you knew Bruce Lee was a man. I need a Bruce Lee face, I ain't got one. Yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but yeah, but no, but. Don't forget about Tic Tac. The famous female rapper from America, Tic Tac. There you go. Is it 10 past already?
Yeah,
that went fast. I was only just started messing around with the faces. Look. Yep, I know. I called them all out. I called every single channel out back in January. All of them. And none of them rebuked me, which says a lot, right? But regardless, some of them have brought more truth than others. So I have a certain amount of respect for that. You know, it's not about idolizing them. You know, my idol is Jesus Christ. Well, he's not. God's my idol. My way back to God is through Jesus Christ, is the truth of the matter. Let me get your pizza, son. Don't step on the dog, you divvy. He got you and me in his hands. He's got you and me in his hands. He's got you and me. It's better when it's crispy, isn't it? that. It's good. That's why I don't like
There's a
it.
new Sniper Ghost story coming out there. It's called
Yeah, but it don't do the same thing, does it? With
It
the
does the
bullets?
slow-mo bullet thing.
Yeah, but it don't go. Look at it,
No,
Paul.
but it's a proper open world first person.
You're not having any of this. It's too hot for you, daft doggy.
Could save a meatball for her. I like that. She likes that.
Is that nice? Look at that little puppy dog face.
Leaves another for it.
Strange how she always picks.
Look at her.
Strange how she picks the poorly one.
That's
right?
what she did there when she put her foot up. As I was coming down, she did that and put it under mine as I was coming down.
Yeah, because you weren't paying attention.
No, I was looking
You went,
right
you was
at
looking
her.
at, no, you was looking at Dad. You went, Dad.
I went like this. I was like, hey, Django.
Right, well, forget about it because it's done now. You can't take back standing on the little puppy dog. I just hope I never have another baby brother because you'll probably stand on him as well.
He's not going to be crawling on the floor though, is he?
Well, that's what babies do, Ray.
No, not a 1-year-old, not like a 2-month-year-old baby. I'm not going to step on it.
Yeah, well, she's the equivalent of a 2-year-old baby because she's dog years.
Yeah, but this dog
Cause
actually
dog
avoids
years.
things.
Cause dog years.
Babies who just lay on the ground and do nothing.
Ow, my finger!
Is she right, yeah?
Yeah.
This is Django. Ready? Fetch. 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 Fetch it. Get it. Come on.
I think I know.
Cheers.
Look at that!
I've no fuck shot if you near me. Thanks, love you.
I love you too. Django don't love you though because you keep standing on her.
Yes, he does.
My fingers, Django. The God that allowed you to have this life, yeah, that'll be the one, Marvey. Don't look at me. Pizza's gone. He's got it upstairs. I ain't got it. All gone. No, don't be putting your paw up. She sits here with just one paw up like that. Doing that, waving at me. A straight pride parade. Oh my gosh. Right. If you go back and you watch any of the Christian channels, Christ Ministries, Christian Torch, sorry. Where is it? And you'll see both Pastor David Hines and the other one, I can't remember his name, already said we should have a straight pride parade. But then what are you actually having pride in? You know? You're proud that you're this, you're proud that you're that. Why don't we have a truth parade, eh? Instead of anything else, let's have a truth parade. And we'll celebrate the truth that God's real. And he came down in the flesh, the living word, and died on a cross for your sins so that most of us could have this wicked life we lead. Because no matter how good you are, and I have been fairly good, I say fairly good because I've still committed sins, I've stolen, I've been to prison, I've done things wrong, right? But like John said, that goodness in me always kept me from doing anything vile, you know? Yeah, vile, there you go, it's vile. You should have pride in the fact that you know the truth. You should have pride in the fact that you're not going to be deceived again. You don't need a parade about it, do you? Oh, we're all going to parade around. Get me some flowers and some dancing girls banner. His name was Poncho. He was a showgirl with pretty feathers in his hair and his dress came down to there. I don't think so. You know what I mean? I'll be proud of just being a follower of Christ. Thank you very much. I don't need to do a parade about it, a song and dance about it. Although I have been making songs and dances about the truth since I began, really. I could be quite gay, couldn't I, Mickey? You know what I'm saying? No, not David Hines. David Haynes, the one that got a... where are we? I can't find it. Where is it? There. Torch of Christ Ministries. If you haven't seen this channel, I'd go and watch it. He's one of the pastors that got arrested in Toronto. We watched it yesterday. Christian assaulted without justice. You can watch it on there. Watch him get spat at in the face. They chuck coffee on him. They smash his speaker up. And then LGT assaults and spits at. And he gets arrested. If you haven't seen it.
Have their freedoms expressed, their rights upheld, oh God. We thank you, Lord God. Hope for their lives, oh God. Let them know, God, that there's great of the living. We thank you, Lord God, that you sent your one and only Son, Jesus Christ, to die for the entire world so that the world would be saved.
So that the whole world would be saved. That's everybody. That's nobody not included, Del. Nobody. Telling us that he knows about Christianity and Christianity has killed more people than any other religion. No, it hasn't. You're thinking of Catholicism. You're thinking of the Catholic Church. You're thinking of priests and vicars. All the ones we've read about in news stories growing up in Ireland, in England, in everywhere, every part of the world, every corner of the world where they assault children. That's who you're thinking about. Don't you dare try and put any of this on Christ. Christ died for all of us to have this wicked life that we're living right now.
That includes people of the LGBTQI community, Lord God. That includes every heterosexual,
He's including everybody, look. This is David Haynes. David Lynn, sorry. David Haynes. Why am I saying David Haynes? That's a famous English star. David Lynn. Maybe the other guy's name's Haynes. David Lynn, he prayed for everyone, look. He didn't just pray for straight people. He prayed for the gay people, the LGBTQ. He prayed for the sinners. He prayed for everybody, that the whole world could be saved. And then, but you're not allowed to preach Jesus, apparently. Because they don't want the truth. And then you can see the bit where he gets arrested. Is that here? That might be a bit further along. No, it was back there. And maybe it's at the start. Yeah, it is. It's at the start. Can you see what I see? There you go. You never guessed the policeman's name. You never guessed the policeman's name. If anybody could tell me the policeman's name, you get a gold star from the Poncho-chan. Night Bottle, sing you a song. No wiggly fingers, exactly.
One street preacher was arrested for causing a disturbance after...
He caused a disturbance by speaking about Jesus. You know, since when does Jesus cause a disturbance? There you go. Confrontation and the village people.
One street preacher was arrested for causing a disturbance after officers say he did not comply with police.
He did not comply. What he shouldn't have done is give his legal name.
Well, I'm being arrested. For what? What did I do?
Gives him contract. That's right. Gives him contract. Legal contract over you the minute you say the legal name.
Difficulty becomes when that expression...
John Wynn, you was close. You was close. You got to listen to the voice.
On loudspeaker and using screaming and insulting language result...
He didn't use any of the sort. He wasn't insulting anybody. No. You know? He was just speaking about the nature of God.
In people respond.
There you go. His name was Sergeant Henry Dick or Dyke. Which one do you want to choose? It could be Dick or Dyke. Dick Van Dyke. It could be related. Oh, it was Dick, was it? There you go. Let's put a Johnson joke in there, shall we, Terry? And he's got the black and the red on, look. Wearing the black and the red too, look, Terry.
Witchcraft.
Responding in a negative way. And unfortunately, at that point, as you can probably see,
how could Jesus be considered negative? You know? Jesus cannot be considered negative. So I'll drop the link to this in the chat for you all so you can go watch this. Shut your div. There's a link to the David Lynn story. There's a link to the channel, Torch of Christ Ministries. This is the guy that we watched in Wales not long back and Birmingham. You know, this guy travels the world to do this. So it's not hateful. It's just spreading the gospel. You know, anybody who wants to tell me the gospel's hateful, you're off your heads. Truly, you're off your heads. I can't remember his name. It's doing me nothing. But we watched the one with the woman chasing him round the Welsh shopping centre. She had a demon in her, she did, and she was going schizo at them. Ephesians brought out a video last night, which was quite enjoyable. I am sharing screen, right? Yeah. Ephesians. Oh, Ephesians. Let's drop Eve's number. This is Ephesians channel. And Eve's been here since the beginning with me. Lost his main channel too. I want to wish you all the best, Eve, on your journeys and your travels. I know God will look after you. And you won't be like the littlest hobo, will you, man? But go watch some of Aoife's channel. Go right back to the beginning. The transgender agenda, this was a good video. The origin of the Jesuits, this was a good video. There's just so many good videos he's got on his channel. A lot of stuff on skylights, lights in the sky, because that's all I consider them to be, really, lights in the sky. At this point, just like the Mandela, I think they're all parts of Mandela, unless it really is the chariots of the gods I'm looking at. That's the only other thing that this could be. And this was good, the God frequency. They changed the hairs.
What I am about to tell you might change the way you listen to music forever. Around 1885, the Music Commission of the Italian government
changed the vibration of the strings from 432, which is a natural resonance, to 440. And it was empowered by Goering in World War II, because they realised that vibration can keep you down. The sound of something, even though you like listening to your favourite music, it's being played to you in 440 instead of 432, which is a healing resonance. So my guitar is tuned to 432, by the way, not 440. Even though I can't sing, I know you don't have to tell me I can't sing. But another good channel to go and visit is Ephesians 6:12. It's got a lot of truth on it. Unlike most truth channels that don't want to tell you the truth. Another good one would be The Power of God, if you haven't gone to him. There's The Power of God 3. No, that's not the one I'm looking for. Power of God. There's POG's channel. For all of you that don't know it. It was nice to see a lot of faces in there. The other day on the King's panel, I saw Chili, Kevin. I saw a lot of faces from here. Banner. I know a lot of you watching silent. It's hard to find your way to God, because you have to know Jesus first. Most people have been pushed away from him, right?
Yeah.
106,000 is climbing. Shout out to Chosen for having such a good channel. 5-6 months ago, when this whole journey began, this revelation began for me, it was Chosen that I fell back on, and I fell back on the Power of God 3.
Yeah,
where
he's
he
talking about it all, isn't he?
Where he does his sermons. Yeah, this is where he does his sermons. You can see the Bible readings. It goes back, look, 3 months, 4 months, but I found him in March, I think. Although this began in Christmas time, I was already well into it. By January 7th, I was so far into it. By the 22nd of January, they wanted me to stop talking about it. And they went to extreme measures, boys and girls, to say the least. Most of you know what happened. By the grace of God and the grace of love, the love of the Almighty, I was saved a long time ago.
Yeah, you got to be careful there, DB. You are. We can find other language, can't we? I know it's hard when we get a little bit irate, but
when you're on a Christian channel, and this is a Christian channel, but I'm a little bit more laid back with you, because I can empathise with where you're coming from. You know, when I first discovered, I would be hypocrite. It'd be hypocrisy of me, right, John? Yeah. Because of how much foul language I used at the beginning of all of this.
Journey, Ponch.
I know it was a journey.
Finding yourself.
If anybody's not sure what I'm on about, should we take them back?
Done all these.
Yeah. But brace yourself, boys and girls. This could get a little bit bumpy. So let's just remind you of who I was way back when. This is from the very first hangout where I was surrounded by Satanists and liars and, well, I don't know which one it is. Is it that one? Is it that one? I think it might be that one. It's one of these Fed versus Flat Earth Debates versus me. It could be this one.
Dankeschön, darling, Dankeschön. Oh, hello, good Abend. Howdy there, partner. Welcome to welcome to NASA, where all the good American home farm boys, we'll be sending rockets into outer space. We'll be colonizing Mars soon. So, welcome to NASA. I'll be your guide through the things we're gonna show you today. Now, oh no, get the president on the phone already.
Really?
Sir, please. He's loaded up another video. I can't tell what it is, sir. We don't know what the contents are, sir. You wouldn't mind here, President! Schnell! I mean, fast! Everybody to your stations, fast!
Oh, I don't know if I can show this one. No, this isn't the one. Must be the next one. Where are we? Fed. I know it starts with a big pink penis with Donald Trump's heads in it.
Oh, my fucking ghoulies. I'm telling you now, friends and family, I really love you lots, even though you think I'm a clown, dickheads. Right. For today and today only, boys and girls, I'm going to convince you. Well, not convince you, but I'm going to show you how they convinced you that space is really perfect. Dum 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 dum. Okay. I'm Scott Kelly. Get in my belly. Hi, I'm astronaut Scott Kelly. Now get in my belly! Get in my belly! Scott Kelly's belly! Get in my belly!
Oh my gosh. Of splits.
Yeah, baby. My name's Vincent. I'm a Dutch boy, baby. And I make love 10 times a day. 5 times by the hour sometimes. Because I'm Dutch, I make love multiple times to multiple women at the same time. My name's Vincent.
Don't forget about Armando's Viagra. I don't think this one is. Oh, here it is. It might be this one. Warning, adults only. This could be it. One versus 6. This could be it. Anybody who's got a temperamental heart and ears, just block this for the next few minutes, because let's just say way back there or way back then, I wasn't where I am now, and my language was pretty fresh.
Incoherent nonsense.
Okay, you're the one that's incoherent. You're the one that just sits there name calling everybody. Like it's like the whole show. That's all you've done. Name call, name call, name call.
Name calling is rude. It's not incoherent. Incoherent would be if I called you a moron and somebody who was smart a moron.
If you were going,
You're an
where they're
idiot.
telling you going. All right, you could be going.
You're an
that's
idiot.
America.
Your explanation is that you
could have
haven't
never
been
been out of
there, so
America.
nobody
You
can
wouldn't
convince
you
you,
wouldn't
and
have
you
even
don't know.
A4 was my original sidekick. Me and A4. Oh, A4 Denarth used to make me laugh.
Oh.
Richard, that is not very constructive.
Dickie Ganache. It's Dickie.
Were you confused into thinking I was trying to be constructive, sir? Or are you another dumbass?
Now that's the Peter Wacker map. That's the one that I understood from the off. Peter Wacker's model. Made so much sense. North Pole up here, South Pole down there. Even though I've never seen the South Pole stars because they don't exist. They're just made up.
Flapping your fucking gums, whining like a baby, for Christ's sake. I don't care.
Well, if this is called a debate, then what you're doing is not really... Okay.
I don't give a shit. Shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, tough fucking shit for you. Don't be a fucking moron, okay? Believes in the flat earth with science? You know, they gave up on that a long time ago, you know?
It's the whole zeitgeist of this debate. The whole... This fucking debate room. This room is basically designed to bring in credulous people that are asking questions and make fun of them.
Zeiss! Gotta be careful with the music, boys and girls.
Hey, how's it going, PonchoPete? Big fan.
Hello. Nice to meet you all.
Hey,
hello, Poncho. What's up?
Let's do this the right way.
Yeah.
There we go. Can you hear me? See me?
Yep.
Yes, your camera's on, and no, it's not better.
Who's that handsome devil? Oh, sorry.
I've had to sit and listen to you lot for the last 2 hours. I've been debating whether to do it or not. Now I'm here, you're telling me to be quiet. What do you want?
But I'm also not freaking the fuck out, yelling and screaming at people, dude. I mean, come on, man.
I think it's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's you know.
See, I've got full control of you now, Mark. You sat there in the fucking chat all day long. Come online and debate me on camera. Show all these people who you are. Come on.
5 years on, none of them will still come on camera. What does that tell you, Mickey?
Oh, yeah, baby.
There we go, that's better. Right, Mr. fucking Mark Taylor, you're a wanker, mate. Come on camera and debate me, pussy boy.
Are you even in the right fucking channel, dude? I mean, what are you yelling?
No, you know, I mean, I fucking hate you already, but still I'm going to advise you not to say that online. It's...
You live on an apple, Mark. Mark, you live on a spinning apple in space. The fucking clouds are made of cotton candy, Mark. Useless college degrees. That's what you got, Mark. Come debate me, Mark. Please, Mark. Come fucking debate me.
This guy's hilarious. I love him.
This guy is a fucking genius.
In reality, Mr. Poncho and you came in,
Taylor, you're
and you're angry because he's monopolizing the room. You're angry because he's monopolizing the room. And all of us kind of wanted to let Mr. Poncho go for a while, so why don't you just wait a minute?
Oh, okay.
I like Poncho.
Hold on, just lost my uncle, right?
Mr. Poncho, let other people talk. Let other people talk. Let other people talk. Let other people talk.
I love this guy.
Serious.
Richard, right? You're backwards, mate. You're inbred.
Yes, sir.
What they've done, right, is they've made you believe in rockets. Big, long shafts of fuel that go into black holes. Can you see how gay it is?
I don't think anyone's...
Look, your space rocket in there. Don't forget about the balls. Don't forget about the... You've got to put balls on the spaceship into the black hole.
By the way, I spent more on condoms fucking your sister than I spent on fireworks.
I haven't got a sister, Richard, so you must have been shagging thin air. You must have imagined that a monkey was my sister.
Shagging
well, thank God you don't have a sister.
Thin air. I can just imagine it now, like playing the air guitar,
be way more than I want to see.
It's all theory, Richard, like your gravity theory. Now you've got a theory that I've got a sister and you've shagged her.
No, now I'm pleasantly surprised you
You're a
don't.
cunt, Richard! A big hole!
I'm really happy you
and
don't
I'm
have a
ramming my
sister.
fist in your hole, Richard, like this. A bush! Come on, Mark Taylor! Where are you, Mark Taylor?
I mean, if you want to keep not paying tax...
Say what? That I'm free? I'm fucking free! Are you listening, NASA? What do you mean? Who won the debate? Who won the debate? Mark did, or me?
Is that true?
Mark did.
Mark won the debate. Oh, you're the hairdresser, aren't you, Jeremy? You sound like a fucking hairdresser. Yeah, Mark won it. I'm not sure if I sounded right when I'm not convinced about what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. That's what all I heard for last year. I know you there, look. Come on, camera.
What did you do, Mark?
To next.
So you're still
My editing skills. Look, they've all got blockheads. They've all got Lego heads and Tic Tacs, and I didn't even know. They've all got upside down heads. Look. Oh, it's the wrong one. It's the wrong one, Banner. It must be the other one then. Where is it? I'm going to find it. It's got to be this one. Fed 44, surely.
What do we do here?
Oh, you don't have to do anything, Carl. You just lay back, and I will take care of it.
Yeah, this is the one.
This thing.
Dude. Yeah. Let me finish! Telling them they're all part of a conspiracy and everything. Let me finish! Me finish! Fuck, man! Shut up! You're putting words in my mouth, dude.
Oh God! Oh God! Oh no! Oh my! Oh! Wow! How are you doing that?
I never said you were part of a conspiracy, did I?
Stop being abusive and interrupting him, please.
It's not that one either. It must be the next one. Where are we? Then it's got to be that one, Flat Earth Debates. Oh, it's Flat Earth Debated. There it is.
BenderForest.com.
Brace yourselves. This has got some strong language, boys and girls.
So,
Adam, they control everything. Like, I don't even know why Jeremy's here.
I'm here to debate.
Why does it bother you so?
And they're still here to debate and to put you off and to keep you debating rather than knowing that you're in the driving seat. You are the bus driver, not them. They're along for the ride. And the journey has stopped.
Why does it bother you so much that you have to come in here and just abuse people?
Believes in the flat earth with science? You know, they gave up on that a long time ago, you know?
All of this is called a debate, then what you're doing is not really... Okay.
I don't give a shit. Flapping your fucking gums, whining like a baby, for Christ's sake. I don't care.
We're not just abusing people.
Yeah,
Nobody's abused anyone, have
You
they?
do. Listen to your lords and you always abuse people.
If you were going
You're an
where they're
idiot.
telling you you're going, alright? You could be going...
Shut the fuck up. If you don't like it, tough fucking shit for you. Don't come in. You're an idiot. Your explanation is that you haven't been there, so nobody can convince you and you don't know.
Richard, that is not very constructive.
Were you confused into thinking I was trying to be constructive, sir? Or are you another dumbass?
You're the perfect model. You're the perfect model of what they have achieved. It was the brainwashed human that is incapable to think for himself.
Oh, you brain. Keep claiming everyone's brainwashed who doesn't agree with you.
Don't be a fucking moron, okay?
Regurgitate!
As opposed to
Like you're choking on a sausage!
You're saying.
You know what I mean?
Alright, you all know the drill. When your number is called, step forward and repeat the phrase you've been given. Understand? Number 1, step forward.
How many fucking keys? You cocksucker, what the fuck?
Number...
Hand me the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
It was all like that into a room together. Who knows what can happen?
Hand me the keys, you fucking cocksucker.
This has really got to be...
Matt, you are a Mason. That means on a Saturday morning, you go to a satanic church and have a chicken, a live chicken, shoved up your fucking jacksie, and you pray to Satan.
Jesus! Would somebody get this goddamn...
I've never...
He called me a chicken, Jed.
Cunt, Mark! A grade A cunt!
Go on. You do realise that in other parts of the world, people speak other language than English.
Of course they fucking do, you silly cunt! I've got Richard over there shagging me invisible sister and telling me my balls are flat, and now you're going to try and tell me there's other languages in the world. Of course they fucking do, you silly cunt. What a silly bastard.
I think
now you're going to start telling me there's other languages. Just because you watched Jurassic Park 1, 2 and 3 don't mean dinosaurs existed, but you believe they do.
I see dinosaurs all day, and I've.
Of course you fucking do. I've seen the bones. No, you haven't. You've seen plastic replicas. Monkey! You're a silly bastard, you are. You don't see fuck all. The only reason you see them is because you're playing games all day. You
have you ever eaten dinosaurs? I've eaten dinosaurs.
retarded little bumwit. No, I don't eat them. You probably do as fucking chicken-shaped dinosaurs. Here, little man. Here's your beans and your fucking chicken-shaped dinosaurs. Alphabetic spaghetti on the side, spelling cunt.
that was actually a pretty good one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna give you credit where credit's due. Much more, you know, it would be much better for you if you just used your time, you know, making a comedy panel. Making a comedy panel.
I met Armando on a Saturday night. He didn't like me cause my skin is all white. And it's gonna take a miracle to stop this cunt from thinking he's right. Woo! When you're talking to Armando, it matters if you're black or you're white. Tell you about a place people call for their feet babes. Some of them sure get paid.
You pay taxes wherever you're at.
Poncho doesn't, so he's not paying my wages, so he can't say anything, can he?
No, I'm self-employed.
Disrupting the show each day. Taylor's here to have some fun. Traffic orders orders run. Cause even when he knows he's wrong, he's insisting Jimmy's okay. Insisting that Nas is okay. Insisting Nas is okay. Insisting 9/11 wasn't fake. Insisting 9/11 wasn't fake. They lied about the curves and boats, reflection hiding where it floats. Cause there's no curve to show, they've been lying about the shape. They lied about the curves and boats, reflection hiding where it floats. Cause they got no curve to show, they're lying about the shape. They fooled you with the NASA snaps and lost the stones that they brought back. They fooled you with the CGI, throwing your souls away. Spinning, yeah, spinning your life through space. They said that somewhere in your genes it proves we used to swing through trees. And now you're jumping through their rings, spinning your life away, throwing your souls away. Spinning, everyone believes in space. Spinning, everyone believes in space. There isn't no South Pole, yeah.
Let's go see the Armando song. Where's Armando's song? Oh.